Good evening and welcome to University of Miami's Black Alumni Society General Body Meeting for the fall. We are so glad that you all have joined us for today. We see some familiar faces and some new faces, and we're really excited that you all are here to fellowship with us, to learn about what's happening with the Black Alumni Society and the University of Miami as a whole, and to have a little bit of fun. So just a moment and I will share our slide. A bit about the executive board. My name is Wendy Ann Dixon Dubois, class of 2006, and I am the president of the Black Alumni Society. I'm based outside of Washington, D.C., and our board consists of President-elect Dr. Patricia Morgan, who's based in Atlanta, Troy Bell, our vice president outside of Indianapolis, Dion Richards, our treasurer, who's in LA, Aston Hayes, our secretary in Chicago, and Stan Thornton, our member at large based in Miami. Our agenda for today, just to give you an overview, will be an update on university events, focusing on our 3 priorities for the Black Alumni Society for this year, which includes regional connections and alumni engagement, financial support and fundraising, mentoring opportunities and student engagement, and finally, the fun part, our social event, which is a game of tip-off. We'll jump right ahead to our first overview at what's going to happen across the university and what's been happening with the Black Alumni Society Executive Board. Quick housekeeping tip for the game at the end of this meeting requires using the tip-off app. So if you don't already have it downloaded, I advise that you do that now, multitask if you can, and download the app. Look for it in the App Store. That will also be in the chat box if you need the link. So on the horizon for Black Alumni Society.
Madam President?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you present it? The screen's really small. Can you hit the present?
Oh, my apologies.
No worries.
Much better. All right, so the Black Alumni Society Executive Board started almost 2 years ago now. And the first year we started mid-school year, which is the fiscal year for the university. And as such, we've been developing a lot of the protocols and procedures of how we operate as a formal board. The Black Alumni Society historically has consisted of volunteers who have kind of stewarded and led the operations of the affinity group. And in recent years, there has been this being the first formally officially elected board. And we have set some bylaws that we are going to be adhering to once approved by the University of Miami Alumni Association. And that will spell out all of the formal ways in which we operate and spell out ways that we will conduct elections, nominations, and everything in between. Some additional things that are on the horizon for the university, there have been a lot of events. So if you have not been checking your email, I suggest you update that. Or you can always check miami.edu for all of the updates and seeing what's going on at the university. There is an event coming up in November, which is called Women of the U, Exemplifying Gratitude and Grace. Selfish plug here. I will be on said panel event along with Stephanie Silvestri, as well as Abby Vicencio, to talk about the impact and those who are working in the nonprofit and philanthropy space and how we support the University of Miami as well. More information about that can also be found on the website again. And if you have questions about that event, you can also contact Doreen Gordon-Williams, who is our point of contact for the alumni office. Jumping into our priorities, the first being regional connections and alumni engagement. This we set as priority number 1, as we realized that when we started our term, most events for University of Miami alumni were centered around either being in Miami or the Canes communities. And so we've been very intentional about trying to create events that pull together those who are in concentrated areas across the country and the world in particular, and connecting Black alumni together. One of the key things that we've been doing to try to get this connection going is the social media spotlights. And I want to give a huge shout out to Denitra Henry, who is our communications chair and has been leading all of our social media management behind the scenes. So occasionally it's me, but mostly it is Denitra who is making sure that all of these posts are getting out, coming up with creative ways to engage, reposting and sharing, and making sure that all of your suggestions and nominations for those alumni spotlights are received, and nudging you when you forget to send in the information. But it's been a fantastic way, and the university has really embraced how this particular affinity group has far exceeded most of the other affinity groups in being able to connect one another. So topics for the next few months. This month we are on arts and entertainment. So if there's an alumni that you're aware of that is working within the arts and entertainment space and you would like to feature them, please send a very, very brief bio, not your full resume, literally just a few sentences that tell us about what you're doing or what you've accomplished within your sector, along with a photo. You can nominate yourself or you can nominate a friend. In November, we'll be focusing on food and beverage as the holiday season approaches. There are many who are working within this space, whether on the culinary side or the retail side or any other. We would love to see some spotlights of alumni who are in this sector. And then December, focusing on sports. And January, as we're thinking about taxes, looking to those who work in the finance sector. And if you're not already following us on all of the social media platforms, no time like the present. There is also University of Miami Alumni app. If you're not aware, you can download that and also keep track of all of the university events and, literally, because we're all on our phones all the time, to stay connected with you. So one awesome thing that we are trying to bring back is the Black Alumni Reunion. In years past, it's been a while since we've had one, but we want to make sure that in the midst of all that's gone on in 2020, that we come roaring in 2021 with a bit of unity and engagement. Plus side is, now is an opportunity for all of you who've been saying, I want to be more involved. How can I get involved? What can I do? This one's for you. So you'll note in the slide and in the chat box is a link to the survey. It literally won't take you more than 3 minutes just to get your information, so that you can express that you're interested in being part of a committee. The topics that we're going to focus on include health, wealth, and education, and what those events and engagement opportunities or campaigns may be is yet to be seen. You will determine what that is. So please click the link and fill out that form, because we are looking to get everybody involved from all decades, all generations, looking to engage in a number of different ways, thinking of creative and fun opportunities. If you have any trouble with the Google form, or if you just want to be a little bit more connected, you can also contact Doreen Gordon-Williams, who will be speaking in just a minute, and she'll be happy to help you fill out that form, or connect with anybody who has a little bit more trouble with the tech side and would prefer to speak over the phone. And at this point, I'm going to turn it over to our president-elect, Dr. Morgan, to tell us about the election process for the Black Alumni Society.
Good evening, everyone. I am Trish, and I'm really excited to tell you that we are going to open or go through our election next year during the 2021 year. We'll start off around in April with an interest meeting, and of course, it'll be virtual on April 1st. Then we'll start opening up for nominations around April 12th, and then nominations will close on the 25th. So you can self-nominate, you can nominate your peers, you can nominate your friends, classmates, and then we will host elections from May 10th through the 17th. And then our new officers will be installed on June 1. And we usually follow like the school calendar. All right, so a couple of things to keep in mind. If you're interested in running for one of the positions, we'll have the following positions available. I am currently the president-elect, so I'll go up as president, and we will have president-elect open. Our terms are 2 consecutive years, and there's no renewal limit on all of our positions. And so you can run for or get nominated for president-elect, vice president, secretary, the fundraising chair and treasurer, or executive at large. And Wendy will serve as our immediate past president. We always hold our elections in May, and it usually takes place every odd year. And let me just give you a couple of hints if you're thinking about doing this. We are an active board and we really seek engagement. We spend about a minimum of 5 hours a month. We host our monthly meetings, usually on the third Saturday of every month. And we also do a couple of meetings throughout the week to hear about what's going on with our students, as well as other alums and other groups as well. So if you're interested, please stay tuned for your emails, and we'll host our interest meeting on April 1st to give you some additional information. So I am also going to talk about our first chat question, or you can raise your hand if you want to come off of mute. We always like to hear what you all want from us as an organization. We get together monthly and we brainstorm about ways that we can engage you, in ways that we can make this organization meaningful for you. And so, our pillars are engagement, fundraising, and mentoring. So are there events that you would like to see BAS host? If so, please raise your hand if you want to come off of come off of your mute, or if you don't mind dropping it in the chat so that we can save it and we can engage with you. And we'll give about 1 minute on the timer so we can hear your thoughts and then go on to the next topic. Wendy, can you start the timer? Okay, I'll keep it on my computer. All right, and we're looking in the chat box. Oh, turn up my volume. All right, is this better? That might be too loud.
Yeah, that works, Trish.
Okay. All right, career networking events. Thank you. Partnerships and companies looking to expand. DE&I, yes, thank you. Any other ideas of things that you all want to see from us? Professional networking, okay. And we've been researching a couple of programs that will allow us to do that. So we love that idea. Professional development, okay. Youth mentorship and outreach, yes, yes. And we'll also touch on mentoring in a few after we get through some updates mentorship. Okay, thank you so much. If you have anything, continue to drop those in the chat box. We are always looking to extend our reach and to give back to our students and our alumni base. So please let us know how we can serve you. At this time, I'm turning it over back to Wendy for some financial updates.
Actually, we're going to turn it over to Doreen to give us some updates on Giving Day as well as other financial priorities, as fundraising is one of the key priorities for the Black Alumni Society as well.
Thank you very much, Madam President. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Doreen Gordon-Williams. I have the honor and privilege of working alongside of the executive leadership for the Black Alumni Society. I am a member of the Office of Engagement and have been with the university for about 4 years now. I find the most joy and reward in working with this group. And today I'm here to share with you the great success that we encountered on our last Giving Day. Giving Day was initially scheduled for April 1st of 2020, but due to the impacts of pandemic, we went home to working remotely and had to make a shift or pivot with our plan of action. So Giving Day was rescheduled for October 1st, and it was phenomenally successful. And that is a direct result of your efforts. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Because you gave, the University of Miami set an initial goal of achieving or attaining fundraising efforts of about $1 million. We were able to successfully achieve a fundraising goal of $1.475 million, as you can see here on the infographic. Uh, Participation throughout the university from a fundraising perspective is always very important and helps us with a number of things, including where we stand in the national rankings. Our goal for Giving Day was to reach 2,020 donors, to be in line, of course, well, with the 2020 year that we were celebrating. We surpassed that goal and attained an engagement participation rate of 2,432 donors. So that, as I said, was a direct result of everyone being involved and everyone reaching deep into their networks and asking people to in turn support their alma mater or show their passion for the university. So thank you for that. I also wanted to share with those who are in attendance with us how the society impacted or how the society participated in Giving Day. So if we could go to the next slide. Do I have the capacity to do that? I don't think so. Donations. On behalf of the UN Black Alumni Society, we offered 4 primary funds. There, of course, was a wealth of funds to participate or to give to, but we focused on 4 main funds, which are located on this page, and then people had also had the opportunity to give wherever their heart desired. So we were able, as a group, to raise over $11,000. We on Giving Day brought in $11,056. The majority of which, as you can see, the Black Alumni Society Scholarship led the way with gifts, followed by the U Trailblazer Legacy Memorial Project. We also supported the Hammond Scholars Program, Multicultural Student Affairs, and we had one gift come in for the First Black Graduate Endowed Scholarship. And we do these fundraising efforts not to the level of Giving Day, but as the year progresses and goes on with the priorities of the society, you may or you will see these opportunities to give once again. From a participation rate, if we could get the next slide up, Madam President. Oh, one too many, there we go. Just to give you a sense of what the number is or how many people it took to raise that $11,056, and actually, as you can see, it wasn't that many. We had 53 people give to the scholarship, so on and so forth, as you can see the graphic here. But overall, we had a total of about 92 individuals who gave to the society, helping us to achieve the $11,056. Overall, this is a very good showing for us each year, or with each offering. We've increased our participation rate as well as our giving. And we will keep you posted as the society leadership continues to set our goals and our targets for fundraising, for engagement, and for mentorship. Fundraising, as Wendy indicated, is a very important part of the work that the society undertakes. So thank you all. I want to say congratulations to the board, because many of them participated and volunteered in addition to the work that they are currently doing as what we call Ask Ambassadors. And hats off, kudos, can't speak well enough of Ms. Denitra Henry, who without her expertise and social media savvy, she was our main social media ambassador and helped to get the word out, not only on behalf of the society, but for the university as a whole. And we are ever grateful. So thank you all for what you've done and for what you will do.
Thank you, Doreen. I also want to add that this was one moment in time in which we were doing key fundraising for Giving Day, but the society as a whole has been doing giving ongoing and will continue to do so, highlighting, and I'm not sure if we had talked about this in May around our 30 for 30 fundraising effort too, which was the best performing content for, as well as our Juneteenth content for the university as a whole. And we probably raised the most funds through a individual cane funder ever. So shouts out to all of you and thank you for all that you have done.
Wendy, could I add on to what you just shared?
Absolutely.
Wendy, earlier that the UN Black Alumni Society really is setting the standard and leading the way for all of our affinity groups, as well as many of our regional Canes communities. The leadership of this board is dynamic. They bring a level of expertise that is second to none. And we all know that imitation is the highest form of flattery. And as a university and as the Office of Engagement, we do pattern a lot of the work that we undertake with other groups in other areas based on the success of the society. So that gives me even more pride to work along with this group. So as we continue onward, and those who are considering, as elections come around, joining the board, we are here to help to raise the standard even higher. So thank you all.
Thank you, Doreen. And I see all of you in the chat box. I appreciate it, and I appreciate you. So shifting to priority number 3 around mentoring, as a number of you have noted as ways that you want to engage and connect with the university with the society is also through mentoring and engaging with students. I want to note a number of things, if my screen will, there we go, that have happened with the students over the course of the past year. Starting with earlier, I guess in the summer, as the country as a whole has been going through this racial awakening or reckoning or whatever you want to call it, there have been a number of initiatives led by the students at the University of Miami. So during the summer, the Black student leaders across a number of organizations came together and held an event called the Black State of the U, which the Alumni Society Executive Board was very much impressed with. They were outstanding in articulating what their needs and desires were, what they wanted to see from the university, from the administration, and from each other. And so they came together and developed a plan around what they wanted the university to address. And in doing so, formed a coalition that has engaged, as some of you may be familiar with, Beyond the Black Unity Roundtable, which is a number of student organizations for the undergrad group. But this group also involved the Black student athletes, the Graduate Student Association, the Black Law Students Association, Black Med students, the WWMA, which is the Black faculty and staff. So really it was encompassing everyone and bringing everyone together to talk about what's happening, how we can stay connected to one another, and how we can continue to support the students at all levels. So I really want to shout out the students, and if you haven't seen what's been happening, I suggest following some of the student organizations on social media as a way of seeing some of the things that they're involved in, so that our current student government president is a Black woman, our UBS president, the NAACP president. There are so many student leaders in the homecoming chairperson. So for those of you who have experienced being one of a few in leadership positions at the University of Miami, now's the time to be really proud and to encourage and support the students in all that they're doing and all that they're really having to endure in light of what's happening in society. And there are a number of ways that you can do that. So as someone mentioned around corporate involvement, so they are looking to host a number of events and just also supporting their ongoing programming. So that could be either individual sponsorships, you know, in your name, or that could be corporate if your company is looking to support D&I efforts or looking to engage this target demographic, Gen Z. They're on a poppin', so if you're not connected to them, I suggest you do that and figure out what is your company's marketing strategy to cater to that group. And you have a wonderful wealth of students here to be able to support. Additionally, there are student orgs that you can support individually. So if you have an affinity for whether it was Yellow Rose or Bond or UBS, COISO, whatever that group may be, you can also donate to individual student organization funds. think back to that time when you were trying to pull together those programs and it was like, budget $500. What are we supposed to do with that? If you have a little bit extra to spare, consider giving to those student organizations who are really trying to spread awareness and drive home the causes that they care about. And lastly, current topic right is around speakers. And the students are trying right now to bring Tamika Mallory. If you're not familiar, she is an activist, very involved in what's been going on of late. And they're trying to bring her to campus within the next couple of weeks prior to Election Day. And they are looking for donations as well for that event. So if you're interested in supporting to help them get Tamika Mallory on campus or to support any other programming that the students are leading, please contact Doreen Gordon-Williams so that you can make those donations and get connected with the students on those events. Lastly, also want to note that there are opportunities for you all to speak. So if you are an expert in your field, if you are a leader in your organization, if you have tips and training or anything that you would like to impart on the students, there are also opportunities for that. And I do want to acknowledge one of our student leaders who's on the call right now, Miles Pendleton. And if you have something to add here, I'm going to go ahead and unmute you, Miles.
Awesome. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Awesome. Yeah, just wanted to introduce myself. My name is Miles Pendleton. I'm a senior here at the University of Miami. I serve as the president of NAACP, Alpha Alpha Fraternity Incorporated here on campus, and kind of an interim project coordinator for this Black Harmony Coalition. And yeah, just really wanted to echo everything that's been stated thus far. You know, as we move forward kind of in this moment, you know, I want to say probably in a kind of grander national, perspective, but then also just, you know, as the University of Miami, we're really intent on moving forward and aggregating all the different kind of Black voices and constituencies throughout our campus and beyond, and that includes alumni. And so in this moment, we're very much interested in partnering, collaborating, working with all the different constituencies, all the different groups. And, you know, we've all been at the University of Miami, we've all kind of experienced the siloed nature that it can really create, and that experience of isolation that it can sometimes create amongst our Black communities. And so the thing that we're just trying to do is just aggregate, come together, and really work together to build those connections, build that infrastructure so that we can all move forward. And so very much want to echo everything that's been stated thus far. If anybody ever has any questions or wants to get in contact with student leaders on campus here right now, I'll put my contact information in the chat, and do feel free to reach out to me, and then I can kind of help folks coordinate with, you know, different presidents of orgs and all that kind of stuff. But just wanted to make myself available in this moment, and then also, you know, begin a dialogue that we can hopefully move forward with throughout this year and forward. So appreciate the opportunity to speak to everyone.
Thank you so much, Miles. And I just want to say a huge shout out to Miles and a number of other student leaders who have been holding it down and keeping everything going in spite of managing their own transitions along with the pandemic and the change in how the school is operating and being remote and everything else. I can't even imagine what it would be like being a student right now and all that you all are enduring. So huge kudos to you all and all that you're still able to accomplish in spite of. So there are a few other formal ways to engage with students, and that includes a number of opportunities that are available through the Topple Career Center. The first of which is the Cane to Cane mentoring platform, which is a platform that gives you an opportunity to connect virtually with students. So think about it as they're able to ask you a few, one-off questions. You can have chats similar to how LinkedIn operates. And so that is one opportunity to connect with students. Additionally, Recruit at the U. So for those of you who are looking to get some fresh blood and some stale organizations, the university has the platform that allows you to post job openings, as well as to recruit for internships and other opportunities. So if you are interested in recruiting students, or particularly students of color, that is the platform that you can still post your jobs and also connect with Ali Rodriguez, who is the executive director of the Topple Career Center. And lastly is the Career Corner, which is a space for alumni to connect with each other around career and job opportunities. So with that, I'm going to turn to priority number 3 and let Trish take it over from here.
Hey, Wendy, sorry. This chat is our people are so funny and I love it. Okay, so we are on question 3. Madam President just gave us a couple of things that the kids are doing on campus. They're trying to do a speaker series. They would also love donations to their organizations. And we also have a couple of programming coming up next year. So the question for you for our priority number 3, which is also student mentoring, is how would you like to engage or support students in addition to the methods that we placed on the previous slide, which are the mentoring platforms, recruiting, and the Career Corner. If you have any other idea, oh, we have a hand raised. All right, please raise your hand if you would like to come off of mute. I hear someone.
Oh, sorry. I wasn't sure if you were done talking, my bad. Hello, everyone. My name is Reuni Foston. I graduated from the University of Miami in 2019, and I'm currently at the University of Miami's law school, so I'm a 1L. And I just have been like involved in this whole Zoom world, and I realized how easy it is to connect with people. Mm-hmm. And I just think that, you know, having like Zoom panels with the university, especially the undergraduates, when it comes to like networking opportunities or just like having a space to talk to other people that look like them in their fields would be a wonderful opportunity. I know when I was graduating from university, it would have been very appreciative, like if I had someone that was going down this legal path to talk to in these sort of spaces, or just anyone dealing with like politics or anything like that. So I think a Zoom panel maybe would be great. I recently went to like this sort of mentoring event where students were able to sign up and they would just be put into breakout rooms with people of that category. So I think that could be an interesting thing that we could do.
All right, thank you so much. We have another hand raised, Divana.
It's Davina.
Davina, sorry.
No, you're fine. I'm also currently a student at the University of Miami School of Law. I'm not a double K, and I didn't go for undergrad, but I am the alumni relations chair. And so I came to the meeting today because over the course of my time at Miami, we've been kind of thinking of what ways we can connect with our law school alumni. Mm-hmm. So essentially what Reuni is saying too, if we could figure out how to connect the people who were also at Miami for undergrad and then also transferred over to the law school to be able to connect those individuals would be awesome.
Okay. And
I've been in contact with Doreen as well, just trying to figure out how we can get things done.
All right. Thank you so much. I'm placing them in the chat box so that we can capture it after this evening's meeting. All right. Let's see if we have another connection. Oh, there is a comment to connect with Lomax. I wonder if he's on here today. Okay. Do we have anyone else that would like to say something about ways that we can engage and support students or support our mentoring efforts? All right. I don't think I see any other hands, so I'm going to turn it back to Madam President.
Thank you, Trish. So as we get ready to wrap up, we are going to do a poll right now, just now that we have a full 87 people on, just to get a gauge of who joined us today. So first question up is, which decade did you graduate from the U? (2000 to 2009) coming in strong. We've got one from the 70s, whoop, whoop, to the old school. The 80s, the 90s represented, 2000 to 2009 in full effect, and the young grads from 2010 and beyond. Awesome. It's nice to see a good representation from across the years. All right, and I believe there's one additional poll. And how many family members are participating in tonight's meeting with you? So if it's just you, then it's one, but if you have any other canes with you, whether that's your kids or your significant others, count them in. Looks like most people are here solo. That's okay. We are so glad. I'm sure you all probably saw my little Zoom bomber popping in here at some point. All right, and looks like most people were here, although there are a few who came with the whole fam, and that's how we love to see, right? We love to see it, all the Canes fam. So I just want to make sure that I'm double checking. I love you, Terrian. You put more than 6 because we all are family. Nice words. All right, so with that, we are going to close the formal part of this meet and kick it to the fun part with a reminder to follow us on all of our social media channels. That's where you will find the latest and greatest and most exciting news and updates. And it's pretty simple, at Black Alumni. And if you have any questions, also want to note that if you have not been receiving emails, or if you have a friend who says that they don't ever get anything, please ask them to email so that they can be added to the listserv and make sure that they're getting these emails regularly about events and updates from the university. Also want to note that there is a link there if you're interested in downloading any of this Zoom backgrounds featuring University of Miami, or if you'd like to share any of those, we are more than willing to do so, whether it be Sebastian or anything else, we can get those to you. And lastly, if you have moved recently, changed locations, careers, your phone number, trying to avoid anybody, don't avoid the you, update your information by clicking the link here, the form. So it literally takes less than a minute.